Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be, making emotion paintable answer. Tell me, is this what you made me? Every time you bring me close, and you're thickening the ghost of you, bleeding tires you've undone. I'm done, I'm done.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Byron from the Byron Podcast Show. Definitely coming back with another show. Before I get started, I want to simply say salute to all of my new subscribers. Salute to all of you guys. You guys could be doing anything else with your time, but instead you sit up here spending the day with me, at least part of your day with me. You know, I want to simply say salute to all of my old subscribers. You know what I'm saying? You guys been rocking with me from day one. Gordon, salute, my brother. JJ, salute. Kimberlyn, salute. Kimberly, salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all you guys. So now if you hear this, salute. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let you guys know that I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? I really, really do. And basically, on this topic right here, I'm gonna be simply talking about Jesse Raccoon Peterson. You know what I'm saying? So all of my old subscribers, they know who he is, and they already know why and understand why I go after Jesse Raccoon Peterson. For those who do not know who Jesse Raccoon Peterson is, he's a young man who sit up here and talk about being a Christian man. He talks about being a pastor. And right here and right now, I am challenging his faith. I am challenging his authority. I am finna let you guys see this raccoon in his element. You guys is gonna see how this man is and how this man feels about Black people. Let's get it in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it in. You don't have to take my words for it. You will hear it come from the raccoon's mouth himself. My white brothers and my white sisters, can I get a praise dance?
Hey. Life is a stick to which my anarchy strains, resolving itself into words. Chaos is the star upon which reality is written, the timeless swirling gyroscopic chord. Staccato! Delirium. Delirium of disorder. Just an atom in an ectoplasmic sea, love direction or a reason to exist. The anechoic nebula.
Let's continue. Here we go. Here we go. Raccoon Peterson. Share sound. Share. Let's continue.
For Holden, you're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. My
How
question
you?
is, why do you feel the need to kowtow to white supremacists?
And what do you mean?
You said, and I quote, you said exactly about slavery. Thank God and white people for slavery. That is something white supremacists would say. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to them?
And why is it that I'm kowtowing down to them by saying what I think about it?
You think slavery was a good thing?
Yes.
You heard it. You heard it. You heard it from the raccoon's mouth. He feels like slavery was a good thing. He feels like millions of Black people who died was a good thing. He feels like the women and the men who had to work in the cotton field and pick cotton had to work on buildings like sheds and houses and things of that nature in the blistering heat against their will was a good thing. That's what Jesse Raccoon Peterson is saying. And I already understand that some of Jesse Raccoon Peterson fans is going to come into this comment section and leave dirty messages. It's all good. I'm prepared for you. I love you too. But you cannot expect me as a Christian man to sit up here and take these fallacies of what this raccoon is saying. This man is sitting up here saying that slavery was a good thing and you stand behind that? This man was sitting up here talking about coronavirus, saying happy coronavirus day, which killed millions. There was millions of slave people who died. There were millions of people who died behind the coronavirus, including my patient. White people, can I get a praise dance?
Hey. Life is a stick to which my anarchy strains, resolving itself into words. Chaos is the star upon which reality is written, the timeless swirling gyroscopic chord. Staccato! Delirium. Delirium of disorder. Yeah, I am just an atom in an ectoplasmic sea without direction or a reason to exist. The anechoic nebula.
This man is disrespecting not only the black people who have died, he's disrespecting the black people's families. Even whenever the black people who were slaves got on the soil, if they were lucky enough to even make it on the soil, keep in mind, thousands and hundreds of thousands of them died before they even seen land. They died on the sea, on the ship. Some of them even jumped into the sea. Give me liberty or give me freedom or give me death. Give me freedom or give me death. Some of them chose death. This man is sitting up here. Again, let me rewind it. Not only did he disrespect the black slaves, but he's also disrespecting the Indians. The Indians were the ones who were supposed to be taken into slavery first. They fought back. Keep in mind, they were here first. And not only is he disrespecting the Indians, but he's also disrespecting the white people who left their families to fight on our behalf. Where do you think the Republican Party came from? Where do you think the Republican Party was formed by? It was formed by white people and black people. They fought against the Democrats. That's why Abraham Lincoln, who is on the lowest token there is, which is a penny, that's why he the one that freed us, a Republican Party, not the Democrats. The Democrats wanted to keep us in slavery. White people, can I get a praise?
Hey. Life is a sieve through which my anarchy strains, resolving itself into words. Chaos is the star upon which reality is written, the timeless swirling gyroscopic chord. Sick out! Delirium. Delirium of disorder. Just an atom in an ectoplasmic sea without direction or a reason to exist. The anechoic nebula.
Why?
That's a good question. I think it was good in that those were the times, and it allowed us to be born in America, the greatest country on this side of heaven. We were allowed to be born here rather than sneaking across the borders or having to fill out an application and wait for years or take a test, which we would have never passed, by the way. But
he just disrespected black people right there, and he just disrespected Mexican people. He sat up here and said that we would never have passed the test, and he said sneaking over the borders. Salute to all of my Mexican brothers and sisters out there. Salute to all of you guys. Salute to the men who have a family, and he's trying to provide a better life for his family. Salute to you guys.
Take a test, and so rather than and all cultures have been enslaved in one form or fashion or another, right? And so rather than whimpering and whining and begging, especially blacks today who don't even know anything about slavery, they have freedom to do what they want. Instead of complaining, I would show my appreciation to the folks who died and sacrificed their lives that I might be born in the greatest country in the world.
Now, I will give credit what credit is due, and Jesse Raccoon made a very good point right there. Us as black people, we definitely need to fix up our community. We definitely need to tighten up. We are destroying our community. We are destroying each other. If Black lives really matter, it shouldn't only matter whenever a cop kills one of us. It should matter when a Black person kills another Black person. It should matter whenever a Black person selling dope to his community. It should matter whenever you go into the ABC store and you passing around liquor and stuff to teenage kids. It should matter across the board. It should matter across the board. Yes, we got some cleaning up to do. Black folks, we got to get this together. But never will I sit up here and stand behind Raccoon Peterson when he sit up here and say that slavery was a good thing. Let's continue.
So even though slavery looked like it was a bad thing, it turned out to be good for us because we could be stuck in Africa somewhere.
But wait, why do you have to liken it to being on a crowded airplane? That's what you said about slave ships. Why do you have to trivialize it?
That's another good question. You know how when the slaves were coming over, and
Yes, they were shackled in ships.
they were like right down at the bottom of the boat there, and if you, I don't know if you ever been on an airplane when you
push that like, push that sub. Listen to what this raccoon finna say. This muskrat. Listen to what this muskrat finna say.
ride in the back of the plane, it's like riding on a slave ship. The seats are so close together, and they don't feed you anymore back there. I think they're changing that now, but they don't feed you. And you could be sitting next to fat people, people who are musty, haven't bathed or anything like that. And so what we did was we created a slave ship to send the blacks back who are complaining about this country rather than showing them, giving to the country. We created a slave ship, and it's the same type of ship that they came over here on, so that if they want to go back, we'll send them back.
Well, you do know at least half of the people on the slave ships end up dying because of starvation and disease and stuff like that. It's a little different than an average airplane, don't you think?
Well, no.
That is so true. Whenever Black people was brought over here on slave ships, they urinated on themselves. They boo-booed on themselves. The smell mixed with the heat created toxin in the air. The toxic environment alone killed some of those slaves. Just the smell mixed with the heat. Remember, they was on the bottom where air was barely circulating. They were hot. The only reason why some of these slaves were able to eat, the only reason why some of these slaves were able to communicate, they only could communicate through hymns and like through singing praises, through hymns and something like that. I can't really pronounce it. But that's the only form of communication that they had, because remember, some of them were from different tribes. It was different tribes from all over who was being placed as slaves. Come on, you guys. And this man is sitting up here saying that it was a good thing that happened. They spoke with different tongues. Can I get a praise?
possible to die on an airplane. But
Okay, but most
I
people
do
don't.
understand that, and that's the reason. And that's the reason that I'm living upright as a black American to show my appreciation to those folks who died on those ships that I might be here.
It's okay.
Does that make
Holocaust-
sense? Does that make sense at all?
No, it doesn't. But let's move on.
So is
No,
it better to show your appreciation or to complain the rest of your life?
I'm not a supporter of black people keep on complaining, but I'm saying when
But
you trivialize the person,
which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
nobody's. I'm not.
No, I'm
I show
asking
my
you a question.
appreciation to
I'm not
America.
saying you are. Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
I'm not going to appreciate slavery. No,
And why not?
because millions of your
That's like him sitting up here saying, appreciate Hitler for killing all of those innocent Jews. Appreciate Hitler for all of those Jewish women being raped in the middle of the streets, being slaughtered in the middle of the streets, having the children taken away from the parents, being placed in gas chambers, having to work with only a bread a day, barely any water. Appreciate Hitler. What's the difference between Hitler and the slave owners? What's the difference? A lot of millions of black men and women were slaughtered and killed. They were whipped. They were beaten. They had the baby snatched from the wombs and thrown into the ocean with the alligators because many of them were populating the earth. What's the difference between Hitler and the white slave masters? White people, you better wake up. This man is not for you either. Let's continue.
ancestors, not mine. I'm an immigrant. But millions of your ancestors.
Where are you
were
from?
Well, I mean, I grew up here, but I was born in Africa.
Oh. And so
Yeah.
you're mad at me for showing my appreciation, and you don't even know you
You
never.
can
That
show
doesn't
your
even make
appreciation
sense.
what doesn't make sense is for a black man to
Here
say
you are
slavery
from
was a good thing.
Africa. You came over here freely, right?
Yeah.
And you're
And
doing
I show,
and you're
and I
doing
show my
well, right?
appreciation. And I show my
And
appreciation.
you're
I
doing
don't
well,
go,
right?
Yeah, and I show
Well,
my
who are
appreciation.
you to
I don't-
tell me I can't appreciate my own country? This is
I
not
never
even your
said- I-
country.
No. I said you,
I
you
can't
don't.
believe.
Jesse Lee Peterson, if you want to be technical, this ain't necessarily your country either. It was the Indians. It was the Indian country. This was not called America. This was called Turtle Island. Indian people, salute to all you guys, but he's disrespecting you too. And to all of you Jesse Lee Peterson fans that's going to come over here and leave crazy comments, listen, he's sitting up here telling you it's good that slavery existed. It's good that millions of black people died. It's good that millions of Indian people died. There are tribes that has been wiped off the planet of the earth. It was a complete genocide. And he's saying it was good. I sat up here and watched this man sit up here and talk about the COVID-19 and how he was downplaying the COVID-19, downplaying it. Sitting up here saying it's not as bad as people think. My patient died from the COVID-19. Come on. Let's continue.
Believe you.
Yo, I said you cannot show appreciation to slavery.
I can't
okay?
believe you, man. I bet
I did
you're
not
doing
say-
well, right?
I did not say you shouldn't show your appreciation for the country. I said you don't show appreciation for slavery.
Why
okay,
not?
let me tell you this.
Why not?
Wait, the Holocaust is a bad thing.
No,
correct?
why? No. Why not show appreciation for slavery? It allowed me to be born in this country.
You could have been born here. You could have immigrated here if it wasn't for slavery.
I don't know that.
What, millions of
No,
white people
I don't
were,
know that.
Well, so would you rather be? Wow. If you went through slavery, then I'm telling you, you would have a completely different view, sir.
I know about slavery better than you do. I grew up on a plantation. You came here freely.
Are you still in the plantation?
So what?
You're still in the plantation, apparently.
Facts.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You come to my country and going to tell me how I should act about my country.
No, I said
That is
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bible says, beware of false prophets, for they come in sheep clothing, but inwardly they are ravishing wolves. Beware of these people. The Bible says, any branch in me that beareth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Any branch in me that beareth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. If slavery was such a good thing, then why in the world did God use Moses to free Israelites from slavery? God sat up here and he was so disgraced by slavery that he even killed the firstborns of Egypt. He told the Israelites to put blood on your doorpost and the death angel would fly over you. It would only kill those who did not put the blood on their doorposts. Can I get a praise?
where I can't believe you, man.
Wait, let me tell you something.
How are you
Was the
going to come
Holocaust
to
a bad
my
thing? Hold on,
country
hold on.
and tell me how I should be acting about my country?
Was the Holocaust a bad thing?
That's
Yes or no?
neither here nor there.
No, I'm just asking you. I need your opinion.
I don't know. I didn't go through the Holocaust. I'm talking about the slavery thing that the black.
Look at how disrespectful that is. Saying he don't know that the Holocaust, if it wasn't bad or not, because he didn't go through it. This is who y'all get behind. I'm talking to you, Jesse Lee Peterson fans. This is who y'all get behind? Because he's funny? Because he got a sharp tongue? This is who y'all get behind? That lets me know that you guys are not real Christians, because if you guys was real Christians, y'all would be convicted right now.
Black folks went through.
So which was okay? So if a Jew said,
So
"Oh,
what kind of work? What type of work do you do?
Work. I'm in college.
And see there. So you came here to my country, and did you volunteer and come here, or did someone make you come?
Well, I was very little when I came here, so it wasn't
Who brought you here?
my parents who are citizens.
Uh-huh. Do they know?
So, yeah.
They know that you're going along with these black Americans who were born here? Do your parents know? Do they know what you're doing?
I'm not going along with anyone.
You sound just like them.
I don't appreciate the sins of this country.
You sound, and then go back to Africa.
All right, you guys, let's go.
Hold on, man. Lord have mercy. Back in a moment. So, Asmaran, first time call out of New York, let me ask, you have heard white people talk about bringing back slavery?
Not really, no.
Then why do you say that you call me white supremacist and then you bring up the slavery thing?
I said some white supremacists want to bring.
Y'all do realize that Jesse Raccoon Peterson would not be able to get away with these talking points if he was a white man. He would not be able to get away with these talking points. He would not be able to talk with this type of rhetoric if he was a white man. Again, if white man is not able to do this type of talk, why are we sitting back allowing a black man to do this kind of talk, let alone a black man who calls himself a pastor? I sat up here and covered a story about this Raccoon the day after he sat up here and disrespected Kobe Bryant and the 8 other people who died in that helicopter crash, including Kobe Bryant's daughter. And I had crazy comments in that comment section. They were sitting up here saying, well, why are you sitting up here disrespecting Jesse Lee Peterson? Why are you disrespecting Jesse Lee Peterson? Those people, they dead now. They don't feel nothing. Well, he got loved ones who still do feel stuff. The loved ones, the wife, the sisters, the fans, we all still felt the pain from Kobe Bryant's death and the 8 other people's deaths. Who's to say that they did not hear, that they was not subscribed to Jesse Raccoon Peterson's channel, and who's to say that they did not get offended or did not get hurt from the things that he said? Come on, you got to think logically. This man ain't nothing but a hypocrite. He's a false teacher, a false reverend. And he knows who I am. He's just afraid to have me on his podcast.
Bring back slavery. Not all white people. Most white people are not racist or white supremacists. But you kowtow to the ones that are.
Be quiet, man. You from Africa. Don't talk like that. Well, what white supremacist? What white supremacists?
If I ain't mistaken, ain't we all from Africa?
Want to bring back slavery. When have you heard that?
In the Ku Klux Klan rallies, if you go on YouTube, they say they want to bring back slavery.
Oh,
you seem to think that there was some benefits to slavery that most normal thinking people don't think so.
No, those are not normal thinking people. Let me ask, are black people, were you raised by your father and mother?
Yes.
And as a result of that, you're having a good life?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I'm not against that.
Are you a moral man?
A moral?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if you are because you...
Don't worry about me right now. Let's just do you. Are you a moral man?
Yes.
And as a result, you're having a good life, right?
Yes.
Most, not all, are most black people suffering due to slavery or the destruction of the family and a lack of moral character?
I think the destruction of a family is a bad thing. I also think
no, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you if it was a bad thing. I asked you, are most black people suffering due to the destruction of the family and the lack of moral character? Or
well, most black people are not suffering. Most black people are doing pretty well.
No, you're not answering my question for some reason.
But I don't accept the premise.
Right.
You said most. Not all. You said most.
Not all.
Right. 70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That is a bad thing.
Is that most?
I don't mean most black people. Some black people back then weren't born in out of wedlock.
Hold on, you guys. Let me go ahead and tell you guys the psychology part of this situation. And again, this is just my opinion. And again, thank you so much, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, I got a lot of love for you guys. I appreciate you guys. And again, you guys could be doing anything with this part of your day, but instead you're choosing to take the time out, hear what I got to say. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and say this real quick. This is the psychology part. During slavery, black women was procreating and having as many children as they wanted to during that time because the slave masters wanted the black women to have as many children as possible so that they can be born into slavery as well. You know, and that's what ended up happening. That's why you see a lot of black women till this day, in my opinion, this is just the psychology part of things. That's why you see a lot of black women today having a lot of babies. And let's go a little bit deeper. Some of you black men, you don't understand this, but the reason why a lot of black women do not respect us, and when I say us, I mean black men, is because we were never seen as power. We were never seen as power. The white man was seen as power because remember, they owned us. They owned us. And some of the black women, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, still harbor those ill feelings because you never protected me. You never protected me. You wasn't there when I needed you the most. You watched that man take me into his house and rape me, and you did nothing. That's the unconscious part of the brain that may be telling the black woman that. The great professor, the great psychologist, Sigmund Freud, broke down the brain in 3 different parts: the ego, the superego, and the ID. The superego is like the angel. The ID part of the brain is like the devil. The ego part, it goes either way. A lot of black women are unconsciously driven to not respect black men because we never were viewed as power. This is the psychology part of things. This is like a generational curse that we are still dealing with. I could be wrong, but let's continue.
70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That's sure. That's most.
So what?
Sure. Yeah, that's most.
Why do you hate to say that? Why do you hate to tell the truth?
I don't think it's worse than slavery.
Why did you don't think born out of wedlock is worse than slavery?
No, I don't think anything. I don't think anything is worse than slavery.
Then how do you go over to Chicago, Detroit, and other areas and ask those black people who are killing one another, who are living in their homes and are afraid to come?
I can't believe Jesse gonna sit up here and compare what happened in Chicago to slavery. I can't believe he's gonna sit up here and compare the two. There's no comparison, none. Yes, it was a pandemic of shooting and violence that was taking place in Chicago. I'm not going to dispute that, but we cannot sit up here and say that slavery, we can't say that that situation was worse than slavery. I mean, come on now.
Come out, which is worse, all right? And it happened about other black people.
And they'll tell you slavery, okay?
I'm going to tell your parents how you're acting, all right? Next time I see them.
All right, go ahead.
Thanks, man. Call me again.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, do not sit up here and be deceived by this man who calls himself a pastor, who calls himself a Christian. Do not be deceived by him. He is a false prophet. He is out here spitting fallacies around. He is controlled by the ID part of his brain, which is the devil part. Remember, Satan came as a God of light. You know, he sat up here and used Eve to deceive Adam. He's a great deceptor. And that's what Jesse Raccoon Peterson is doing. From my understanding, from a little birdie told me, this man got 4 kids. 4 kids. And I think he also have a son out there who he's not even talking about, but he got the audacity to keep telling you guys what is right and wrong. And he's not even tending to his own responsibilities. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this show. Again, definitely push that sub, definitely push that like. Let's grow this channel. I cannot do it without you. And again, if you want to see the fight this Sunday, holla at your boy. I got you. It's going to be free. It's going down. All right. God bless everybody. Peace.
Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be, making emotion paintable and so tell me, is this what you made me? Tell me one more love.